Welcome to. Well, this is something different. This is a panel discussion. It's the first panel discussion of my show because usually I do the podcast, celebrity gossip, whatever it is, and the third. But today we will be doing something a little different. So I'm here with my lovely host. If you want to introduce yourselves, just come on, pop in.
The birthday girl can go first.
Oh yes, happy birthday! I seen the post. I was like, yes.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Ebby with EBBIEREVIEWS.
Yes.
Come on, take over, spirit. I can feel it in the back of your esophagus. Come on.
Go ahead.
I am Really B. Come follow me over on ReallyBTV.
I am L-Teddy27. Official, that would be me. It is I, Princess Jasmine, out in the menagerie, as I'm still quoting.
Oh, Jesus, here we go.
See, it wasn't me.
Child, let me get these comments open for y'all. Oh, people are commenting. So we're going to be talking about episode 2 of Insecure. I think it's called. What was the episode called again?
This
is Rose. Okay.
Huh?
Hello, Progress. Is that okay? Okay, Progress or
no? Yeah. It was Growth. Okay, wasn't it Growth?
Yeah, Growth. Right. It was. Yeah.
Growth. Okay. That's what it was.
Yeah, I mean, what I want to do, we can timeline what had happened a little bit, and then we'll get into like the talking points. That's usually how I usher in like topics and stuff. But basically, on this episode, Issa, it was kind of centered around Issa and her doing this fashion show situation with Crenshaw. And it also had Molly in it. But this was like a year after this, the last episode, which is kind of weird. They do a time jump like that. But hey, it is what it is. Molly was dealing with her situation. She's trying to find somebody. Nathan is back in Issa's life now. She's supposed
to be.
I seen your review too. I was like, like the talking points on there was very interesting. But the thing about it is though, she's supposed to be helping him with this barbershop reunion. So it's just a lot that was going on. For me personally, just to get a little synopsis of what I think of the episode, I felt like it was the same. Not the same, but like it was just like the everyday type. You get what I'm saying? Like the day to day. It didn't seem like the episode didn't give me like it wasn't like the first episode.
I feel like it was a filler episode, and I feel like it's the final season, and I don't need a filler episode when I know it's the last season. And you only gonna give us 10 episodes? I'm mad.
At the most, they might only give us 8.
Right. I just feel like this is a filler episode.
I'm with you. I said that on my review. I said we're on the final season. Y'all only got that many episodes. We don't have time for y'all to slowly drag this along. What are we doing here? It was a wasted episode, if you ask me. It was a wasted episode.
I felt like it was dry. Like I felt like it, and I understand because some of the points I was saying is like they've been through so much. What more could they talk about? There's always something to talk about, but like I felt like they weren't really bringing it like the first episode. I needed the first episode energy for the next couple episodes to this last season. Yeah, of course. Like this is
right. Like I need every episode to leave me
every
with
episode.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say that I'm glad you all are saying this because I had a bone to pick with y'all. Because y'all know I don't even watch this regular show, but I stopped what I was doing to watch this so that I would have something to add to the conversation. And I was like, this is some old bullshit. This is what they've been hyping up this whole time.
First of all,
ma'am, what we're not going to do is come over here and trash.
Okay, you're not going to take one episode that you just popped into, and then you want to start calling something raggedy.
Right. And you don't even know the how. You ain't even been there with us for best.
You wasn't in the damn
I was there for the first episode. When the first episode came out, I gave it a chance.
Mm-hmm.
I did not like it.
Nope.
And then I come back 5 years later, still trying.
Ma'am,
I don't know what you want from me.
Ma'am, you ain't been in there. You ain't been in the fight with us, okay?
You wasn't in the gym. You wasn't in the gym practicing jumpers.
Oh, it's been trashed this whole time.
Okay, you wasn't in the gym practicing. You wasn't in that studio when we got our back blown out.
Child, look, I definitely feel like the first episode was good. Like the first, I mean,
I don't know how you didn't. Yeah,
I didn't watch the first episode because I didn't watch this show. Listen.
You just said you watched the first episode. You didn't.
The very first episode of this whole show.
That's what we're talking about. That's what
10 years ago, I watched the first episode when she was standing in front of that mirror trying to rap and not being good at it. Talk about somebody coochie was broken, and I was looking at her like, "Girl, if you don't get somewhere and sit the fuck, you so stupid. What are you doing?" And now I come back 5 years later, and I feel the exact same.
Ma'am,
she still ain't got no backbone.
Hello.
You don't let the little white boy run all over her.
Hello, ma'am. We're bringing it back down. Center yourself. Okay. Bring it back down. Bring it on down.
Because
she is ready to.
Not with the insecure slander, child.
Okay.
No, but I definitely feel like I had to. Some things with a show like. The only show recently that made me really invested to the point I was watch the full season the first day was probably Squid Games. I say Insecure it had a slow burn, but once you get into it, like once you watch the rest of that season, it starts to pick up. However, the first episode was clearly, as we can tell, it was better than this episode. This was a filler episode. I don't know what they were trying to do with this. Everything seemed to go too well.
Right. Except I take that back, except for at the end, because I don't know what the hell that was at the end. What you're not gonna do is have my tongue down your throat and you feel my heart peen, press up against you, and in the middle of that, you start crying.
I didn't know what that was about.
Tears down your face.
Because at first I thought she was laughing, and then I was like, no, she is right. Boo-hooing. Like, what is going on?
I thought she was laughing too. And even if she was laughing, that would have been disrespectful. Because if we're in the middle of a bust down, laughing is kind of like, are you laughing at me? Am I sexy? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's even disrespectful. But then when I realized you over here crying.
Yeah.
Does she see a psychiatrist? Because I feel like she needs to.
Girl.
Well, I think I was trying to figure out what it meant. Like, what were you crying for? Is it because
I don't know that we know what she's crying about? Like, what is she crying for?
I feel like from a writer's point of view, I feel like that was their way of closing that door for us as viewers. Because again, we're closing out the show. And there were a lot of people who were Team Nathan, who wanted her to get back with Nathan, who wanted to see how things were going to work out with Nathan. And I feel like that was the writer's way of saying, this door is closed. She tried to see if there was anything still there. There's no, wait a minute, hold on, Eltony. There's nothing there. I think the cry, the tears are the fact that she is still brokenhearted. When she said, I thought I was ready, I think she still ain't over Lawrence. And so I think that was the writer's way of telling us, the Nathan door is closed. Stop asking us about it. There is no Team Nathan. And that's how I took
it. I mean, just for me personally, the Nathan door been closed to me. Like,
but there are a lot of people that wanted her to get back with Nathan.
This episode, I kind of was okay with them just being friends. You know what I'm saying?
But I think they were.
And so when she was like, "Come on, you can stay the night," even I was like, "Oh, stay the night." Well, okay. Well, if you're giving up the cooch. Well, then let's do it. But
like, what was the reason for that? Like, it seemed like she really it didn't seem like a decision that she really she just wanted somebody there. You get what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I think she was probably a little horny, and she was like, "Well, I remember it was good. You here? I'm here."
So listen, maybe she now as a girlfriend.
Maybe I just thought it was unrealistic because I don't care what I'm going through when it's time for the bust down of the bust downs. And we in bed and it's like, I'm not crying. Like, sorry. Anybody ever had that experience? Maybe it's just me, but I don't care what
I've had an experience where I thought I was ready to have sex with somebody and I wasn't. I changed my mind.
But you burst out crying. What is
But I don't even think it had anything to do with him, though. Like, I think it had all to do with just what was going on. I mean, obviously, just because we were timelining this, we going for back and forth, but that's okay. What had happened previously at the event where she told, where the whole situation with her and Crenshaw and the people that she was, the promoters or whatever, and how that went, even though it was a success, but like she still kind of felt like a sellout or whatever, or because I kind of was into what maybe the day that particular day she just was down to herself. So I think it was the combination of that, and then now I'm just like, I feel like I'm using him or whatever the case is. It just I didn't understand it, like, you know, and usually I don't know, like I feel like this is the last season, and I know you said it on your review that, you know, this is the time to be experimental and not really play it safe, and how HBO has this history of just like, you know, the last season is just whatever. I mean, I can go as far as to say, I mean, a lot of shows is like that now, you know.
We're still trying to figure out the finale to The Sopranos. I'm just saying.
And child, I stopped watching what was Dear White People. I was like, what, we singing now? Like, what do you...
I didn't have a problem with the final season of Dear White People. I really did. That was just...
I stopped watching Dear White People a couple of seasons ago. So
okay, so y'all don't think she was crying because of the work thing, and she still is unsure? A year later, she still don't feel like she know what she doing?
No, she
no,
said I thought it was ready. So I
wasn't ready. And then, because even with the thing from work, she talked that out with Nathan before they even got in the bed. Remember, they was on the couch.
Right. They were outside talking about that.
She got all her feelings out and talked about, you know, I'm not a sellout or whatever. And I was like, okay, well, you got that all out. Okay, great. But you won't be a crime.
I don't think that was about her being a sellout necessarily. More like no, because
remember Crenshaw.
I don't remember nothing. I don't remember nothing, so that means nothing to me. What I'm saying to you is listen to what I'm saying before you go. You remember? No, I don't. So what I am seeing as an outsider looking in with some fresh eyes is that the way y'all talked about her in the last episode, when she would, like, why would they have her on a panel talking about being an entrepreneur and blase bloom, and she don't know what the hell she doing, and she only been doing it for 2 seconds, and she ain't made no money, she's still eating hand to mouth, and we jump a year later and she's still unsure. Like, she doesn't have any assurance in what she's doing. It still feels like she's trying to maneuver and make her way around and figure out what it is.
I don't feel like this was that, though, because she went in there and presented, she was very sure. And everything that she even presented to Crenshaw, she was right on the money. Even how she pitched to him to dial it back and all of them things, she is light years ahead of where she was when she went to that alumni thing at Stanford. Like, she went there, she had a great pitch to those people when she went and met with the lady who was above the guy, and the guy still ended up coming, and she was like, oh, so you here? Oh. So, but even when she sold it to them, she was right on the money. She got them to say, okay, we'll go ahead and include Crenshaw. I don't think anything about how she conducted business this episode was bad. Even though Crenshaw tried to call her a sellout, I don't feel like she was selling out. She was doing what happens.
She was doing business. Right. Like she tried to explain to him. It just so happened that it worked out, but had it not worked out, you know, had they hated it, that would have blown back on her.
And it built a lot of stress on her. Even though it went well, it was a lot of stress that was built on her. And I also think too, when you guys talk about how, like, she's not sure of herself and the business, and we still kind of see that in this episode, I think she deals with a lot of imposter syndrome. And I think a lot of I would say my generation, millennials or Gen Z, whatever, like this feeling that, okay, I'm doing what I'm doing, but I feel like I'm just like, I feel like I'm winging it, or I feel like it's not, you know, it's happening for me, but it's like, I feel like it's not, like, I'm like, I don't know. Like, a lot of people have that. Like, they feel like they don't have it, but clearly they see the work. You get what I'm saying? But they don't believe that it's afforded to them or something like that, or this should be happening, or that she's getting this luck, and it's like, oh my goodness, like how am I, how is this going to continue? I don't know. I think Issa, I don't know. I just think the girl need to calm down. Like she don't like things is working for her, and I always felt disconnected with this character as far as like, it's like what is your problem?
But I said on my review, Issa is not happy unless everything is in disarray. She's one of those people who cannot be content when everything is, going the way that it should. Everything's working out right. She's got to find a way to throw a monkey wrench in the situation, to throw everything off, because that's her happy place. Because let's be clear, look at all of her relationships. Things could be going fine. She'll find a way to mess it up. Even on her job, even when her bosses and things acquiesce to her demand, even when she was with you, we got y'all in different things, and she's like, no, she's still not, like, she's never content on what she has when things are going well. She has to have some type of,
she needs coping skills, is what you're
saying.
Hey,
Jones.
Because it feels like at least that she don't have no coping skills and she thrives on chaos. Girl, you need to go sit on somebody's sofa.
I mean, we might need a therapy scene like on David Makes Man.
Right. Shouts out to they need to bring that therapist for all of the shows. She needs to be like the black therapist for all of the black shows with all of that beautiful gray hair. I love that woman's hair. But
yeah, this comment is good. Yes, I can relate to Issa because she's always in her head. She's always over analyzing something, and I feel like a lot of people deal with that. Me personally, because I have a little bit of social anxiety, but once you get to know me, I'm like interactive, but like I'm very much in my head and I'm over analyzing. Like, did I say this good, or how I was with this? And
I'm the same way. I'm very much.
That's why I got into this show, is because the awkward black girl. I feel like I'm the awkward black guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like I don't in this space. Like, who am I in this space? And I feel like that's what Issa is trying to figure out still in season 5.
But how old is she supposed to be at this juncture?
In her 30s, I know that.
Is she neurodivergent?
Some people don't have it together in their 30s, the early 30s. I'm thinking, yeah.
I mean, hell, some people don't have it together in their 50s. Like,
listen, if I'm just going to sum up this episode, I think she became, in terms of Issa's character, before I get to Molly, Issa's character, it's not just, to me, it went beyond just being awkward. It went to she's just toxic to me. Like, I'm not going to be upset if she ends up lonely and alone. I'm not. I am not. Because the love relationship karma is going to come to get her. She finds a way to do wrong by every dude that she's with. Let's be clear.
Well,
go down to history. She finds a way to do wrong and do the wrong thing. And what happens is everybody, I mean, when we watch shows, you become the woman a lot of times does become the protagonist, and we expect the man to always do the wrong thing and be the bad guy, she to do all of this, that, and the third. But in this case, she's the one every time they find a way to fuck up and mess up. And I'm like, girl. And has an embarrassment of riches of good men that want to be with her and want to do right by her. And she found a way to just be toxic and fuck it up. Like, girl, would just be alone. Girl, just cry by yourself in your bed and be alone.
Yes. And I hope they go through with that, because it's like, because it's always stereotypical, like I said in the last episode, for the main character to find the one at the end and everything comes full circle. Like, yes, it's okay to be single for maybe forever, or maybe just for the time, so you can get yourself together and figure out who you are, start loving yourself and appreciating you before you can bring somebody else up in your situation. Because you're stringing these men along. You strung what's the name? What's Lawrence? Thinking that everything was gonna be back together, and he was like, "Yeah, it's not happening." Nathan, you over here crying. You know, I'm like, what?
I don't think that's fair because I think she was all in with Lawrence until Lawrence popped up with a baby. I don't think that's fair.
But she's known about that baby for a long time.
No. It wasn't a long time, El Teddy, because from the end of last season to the beginning of this season, it was only 2 months. That's not a long time.
All I heard was, how you supposed to expect somebody else to like you when you don't like you? How's that gonna work?
Exactly. Now I'm with you on that. I'm with you 1,000% on that.
You don't like your company, but you want somebody else to. If you don't get someone and sit on somebody else,
and if we're going with what a lot of people are saying or alluding to, the fact that she was crying over Lawrence or whatever, you did that instead of you saying, "Hey, Lawrence, I still got some things or issues with, the baby. I'm still grappling with the fact that you got a whole ass baby on the way and that we have a situation that's a little convoluted. Give me a little time and space to work this out." She just was like, "All right, now I can't do this. Goodbye, deuces." And the thing about it is, in Lawrence,
I gotta agree. Yeah, no, you got a whole kid.
No, but to be fair, Lawrence had sex with this girl. They were not together.
No, that's not a problem. It's not the fact that we get that he didn't cheat on her. I got that part, but the point is, it's still a lot now that I have to process that we are literally just getting back together. We still working through our own shit, and now we got to bring in a child and a whole baby mama that you may or may not still have feelings for because y'all literally just broke up a couple of months ago.
Oh hell no, your baby just broke us up. So sorry.
Right.
And I don't have a problem with that, but I don't want you a year later crying, talk about I wasn't ready.
Sometimes heartbreak takes time. Love takes time
to heal when you're hurt so much.
I feel like there's a lot of off-screen situations that we should have been in on. Because first of all, I mean, were they together the last season of was season 4? I don't remember them.
They got back together at the end.
I mean, they had sex, but
no, they were together.
No, they had got back together. They had decided that they was gonna be back together, and when they was back together, that's where he found out that Condoleezza Rice.
Condoleezza had that baby.
Yeah, she had that baby when Condom had the baby.
Look, I can't tell nobody how to.
And let's remember, it's at the beginning of the pregnancy, so it's not like the baby. It's not like he found out the baby's 1 year old and like, oh my goodness, I got a baby. She literally just found out she's pregnant. So now we're getting back together, and I gotta walk with you through the next 8 months of her being pregnant, and then 18. Sorry. I don't think so. Like that's a lot. That's a lot to ask somebody.
But like I said, I don't have a problem if she admits that. Say, listen, I don't have a problem with that. I don't want to be with you. You know what I'm saying? But I sincerely hope that she's not over here crying right now, talking about I wasn't ready.
Because at this point, the baby is a year and some change.
Oh, okay.
Girl, what you crying for?
And also, like, I mean,
the baby's a couple of months.
I'm not trying to be promotional to hey, blended family, but like, I mean, hey,
in the real world, things like that happen.
It happens.
But what I'm saying is, again, I can see where she wasn't ready to take on that responsibility to say, because let's be honest, I appreciate the fact that she was honest and said, listen, I know that I can't do this. Versus I'm gonna try to make it work, and now you resent the child, you're mad, you're evil. You know what I mean? Like I just think that, but I do think in hindsight she maybe reacted rashly. I agree. I will say this. I agree with you, Darren, and I hope they do some flashbacks because I do agree that we missed some stuff.
Yeah, something happened over the course of this year that we missed. Like I wondered, did they see each other anymore? Did they have bus down? Because y'all know Issa and Lawrence is good for a hookup and a bus down.
Randomly.
They have the best food too.
that might, you know, help. You know what I'm saying? Me understanding why she over here crying.
Yeah, I do think we missed some stuff. I will agree. I do think we missed some steps.
Now, the one person, when they say growth, I'm not thinking Issa. I'm thinking they're completely speaking of Molly, because there was no growth for me. I mean, maybe if we look at her professionally, there was growth with Issa. But when I look at the title of the episode, it was more so with Molly for me, in her understanding how complicated she really is as a person to date. And her said, no, I need to work on this. No, I need to do better. And her coming to that. So I loved
but not just even dating, but even in who, right, but not just dating, but even in who she is, because you saw when she went back and apologized to her mom and said, hey, you know, I appreciated that she said, her mother was like, oh no, it's okay. She was like, no, it's not.
No, it's not okay.
I realized that this is something that I do, and I need to apologize in real time. So I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
And even how she interacts at work, she's even doing better at that firm that she had. Remember, she went to the new law firm or whatever.
Right.
She's been doing better. You know, I ain't like that blue suit she had on. I was like, that was a fashion profile. I was like, what is that you got on?
Look, Molly, I enjoy
she be on it.
And I feel like she gets so much flack, but like her realizing that she's the problem, that's maturing. You get what I'm saying? Because we all have things about us that are deemed toxic, and we don't really want to address it or have the conversation. But the fact that she, you know, she looked at her bio and was like, "Oh, you got to be this like this grocery checklist," and it's like, honey, calm it down.
Right.
When Mama said you need to have at least 1 degree, preferably 2, I was like, oh,
like, well, damn.
Right. She was like, right. And when she was like, oh, I was doing too much. Yes, you were.
Yeah, you were.
Was she though?
Girl. Well, I like the haircut. I do like the haircut on her.
I love the haircut on her.
I do like the haircut. I was like, okay, I'm here for this haircut.
I mean, what is that? Listen, I like the little boy from the church who was a deacon at 15.
That's what I'm saying. Was he really that bad?
Yeah, yes, he was.
Yeah,
he could have been cleaned up.
I'm gonna pass on that.
He could have been cleaned up.
Listen, when he was turning trap music into gospel, I said, I ain't mad.
Yeah, that I was like,
that's not Kirk Franklin.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
He said, I love God. You don't love God?
What's wrong with you? That is the worst song I've ever heard in the history of gospel. Let me tell you. I hate that song so much.
Then you're gonna probably want me to be your first lady. I wasn't.
I mean, he down there playing the organ. I hate to be stereotypical, but just hearing, shut up, L. Teddy. Just shut up.
I go ahead and say, you know, we say with love.
You know, does he really want to be with Molly? Is the question.
I don't know, because the keyboards and the drummers that I know.
Now the drummers and the basses are always here for it. The drummers and the basses will blow your whole back out. They be done ran through the whole soprano section and the whole alto section. One take one this month, one take the other this month. The drummer go do the sopranos this month, while the bass and the guitar player is gonna do the altos, and next month they go switch.
Or if I say yes, he is that bad. I mean, he's like, I don't know. It's just
he was giving very Urkel before he took the.
First of all, Molly would break him in 2 pieces. Like not saying that she's high strung, but like.
No, Molly would break. No, you're right. Molly would break.
Yeah, he was a little. He was a little too little for her.
I don't mean by like size. I mean like just mentally. Like Molly's just like she seemed like
Molly need her a man, a big man, like the dude that showed up at the end of the episode.
Oh,
one of them.
He was her speed. He was definitely her speed.
So I can understand, because it seemed like she was having issues with him when she saw him. Like there was something wrong, and she was like, "No, go along." And so I didn't understand. I missed that part where I was like, "Well, what's wrong with him?" Like, was he not? I didn't understand that part, because remember, she started talking to herself. She was like, "Well, no, it's okay. You could do this. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know if she was just giving herself a pep talk or if there was something wrong with it.
She was giving her
You
pep
don't do that.
talk
You don't do that on the
not
first date?
to be so judgmental by the time that man got there.
Yeah, but
that's what that was.
I think it was just stuff in general. I don't think it was any one thing in particular.
I don't think it was anything specific.
Yeah, I think it was her being her.
When you get into your first date, like it's up, but just I can speak for myself because I got a little bit of social anxiety. It's like, oh my god, like hope I don't come off a certain way, or it's just you're meeting someone that you've been talking to on the internet. Like you don't know if it's like a cool guy or murderer or whatever. Like you don't know what you're dealing with. I mean, just saying, look, I'm always thinking of all types of like things that can go down. So it's like maybe she also is another one that could overanalyze things and almost like Issa. That's why they're kind of akin to each other.
Now, the other thing I think we were supposed to walk away from this episode was that Issa and Molly are back. Like they're back where they were. They're back in the house and texting all day long and talking to each other about their lives and getting advice from each other. Like I definitely feel like we were supposed to walk away.
Definitely saw that, and that's what we missed too. Is like something definitely happened over the course of the year that made them. Maybe it did all start from that laugh that they had in the back of the car last episode, but something happened where now they're back in sync. But this is Issa and Molly we're talking about. Y'all know at some point
I'm gonna go down.
Right. Somebody gonna say something and it's gonna be all downhill from there. Like I was like, oh.
I'm just a little worried though, because I feel like, are we going to get like an extravagant story with this season? Like I understand this is the first episode, this second episode, so of course it's not going to get there yet. But I'm like I hope we're not going to be doing like little projects.
Because I really want to know how many episodes are in this season. Because if it's only 8 episodes in this season, and these are only 30 minutes episodes, these ain't no hour-long episodes.
Right.
And baby, we ain't got time to be talking about, we're just gonna string this out and take
right. That's what I'm saying. We don't have time for filler episodes.
We don't, and I feel like, and this is the time to like, you need to like. I feel like I feel like writers and like directors and stuff like that, they get to a point where it's like, all right, well, we done. It's the last season. I'm gonna put out whatever. Like, I think
because I feel like they feel like, well, whoever is here, they here for the long haul at this point.
But but you're doing the listeners. Yeah, right. They're doing the watchers such a disservice when you don't put like.
I agree.
I'm not saying give it your all. You get what I'm saying, or you should. I mean, you should end strong. I mean, I always was taught by my high school teacher. He said you always end strong, and it seems like when it comes to these shows and even when it comes to film and movies and stuff, it's like this how y'all concluded it. This how this is gonna be concluded, and we can't speak too much because it's only the second episode. But yeah, Google is not telling me how many episodes is in it. I'm like,
okay, 10 episodes. They said 10.
They said 10 episodes.
Somebody said 10. Okay.
Okay.
People in the chat, that is our Google.
Right.
It was Lil Baby. We trust in Lil Baby. We trust in Lil Baby.
Okay.
Hold on. Wait. Someone said Tyler Perry School of Writing. Sidebar.
Well.
Come on, Bobo.
Did y'all see what Tyler Perry bragged and said he wrote 30 episodes in one weekend? Sir, that's the problem.
Not cute.
That's the problem, sir.
That's not cute.
You got your character staying with
that's the problem. Who does that?
With him, I think the dialogue it doesn't work because he doesn't know how to make certain characters.
The storyline,
for example, that show he has called Bruh. Tyler Perry as a whole ass gay man. You don't know right for straight heterosexual black men. That's not your world. That's not your lane. And the storylines that's on that, I gave that show like 3 or 4 episodes. I was like, I just can't. Like it's just that awful.
How do you do the gay character? Was it like the typical yes queen girl?
I don't think bro, I don't think any of the 4 guys are gay.
Oh, I thought you said there was a
straight heterosexual men.
Oh, I thought you said he had a gay character.
No, I'm saying being a whole ass gay man, he doesn't know how to write.
Oh, you said him being a
yeah.
Oh, well, that's a lit.
Allegedly.
My bad.
Allegedly. No, but there's a gay character in Sisters, and it's it's stereotypical.
He's horrible. Listen, what's his name? Maurice. Maurice is horrible. Nobody in their right mind would be friends with Maurice. The way he does, nobody would be friends with him in real life. And it's not because he's gay. It's because he's horrible. He's so ridiculous. Like that time when he left when he left Sabrina in the damn parking lot. I mean, anyway, he be doing the most.
They be like Tyler he need a whole new overhaul of like screenwriters, because I don't know what you're doing. You are a director. I don't understand why directors are in the writing rooms.
Exactly.
There are screenwriters.
Well, he's not even a good director. So
he's a pretty good director. Like when I tell you, and this is gonna be this. We digress, but when he did Tyler Perry House of Pain, the old one, not this one that they got on BET, I don't know what that is. That was a good show. It had its corny moments. You never watched? Oh my! Y'all miss it. You better watch it. Look, the old episodes of House of Pain.
I used to like House of Pain. I did.
I have in me one Tyler Perry show per time. At one time, and they're always a guilty pleasure. I had Have and Have Nots for a while. That's all I could stomach. Right now, I have The Oval until Ruthless comes back. But that's about it. I only got one at a time. You can't give me multiple Tyler Perry. That's this one.
Yeah, I can't. I'm just a fan of the movies, the films, because he does it.
Oh, to me, that's the worst part of Tyler Perry. There's only one movie. There's only one movie Tyler Perry did that I was like here for, and that was The Family That Prays with Kathy Bates.
That was a good one.
The Family That Prays was
Acrimony.
I like the first.
How did she get on the boat, Darren?
The first Why Did We Get Married?
Yeah,
the first Why Did I Get Married was good. The sequel was trash.
I hated what he did for Colored Girls, which is a phenomenal stage play. And when he
that was a collab. He collabed with Lee Daniels. There was a lot of people that worked on that.
Which is a real problem. We see the trash that Lee Daniels puts out there. Let's be clear.
Ooh.
Our kind of people. Let's not go there.
Well, look, I think everything is good up until like them recent Medea movies with the movies. I didn't really like Temptation. That was a little.
My problem with Tyler Perry, television isn't his niche. He's best suited for plays, because plays you can jump from scene to scene simply because that's the nature of a play. Whereas it's not the same way in television and or movie. And he's never made that transition in his writing. And so I think that's his biggest problem, because there's a very different set of rules for writing for a stage play as opposed to writing for a television show and then for a movie. And so his problem is he wants to do have the same blanket formula for all of it, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So the English teacher and writing teacher in me would have a whole sit down with him and be like, let's talk about it, break this down.
And I think the reason why he left OWN, because they said that Oprah was probably told him like, hey, we need you to just do better. Like what you're doing on here. And so, you know how Tyler Perry is so sensitive with his work too. Like he'll sit down, I don't give a fuck what y'all gotta say about this. My fans know what I'm like, okay, well, and BET took him in because BET he got studios. Like
at that point, his studios holding it together.
Yeah, I think he left OWN. I think it was just money. I think it was a money issue because he saved the OWN network. So I think he would have had a place on OWN as long as he wanted to be there.
What show on OWN did he? I mean, okay.
No, he did have not seen
about to shut down.
Yeah, have nots and
the have nots. What was that other show?
Loving You Is Wrong.
If Loving You Was Wrong, the have nots. House of Pain.
He did a lot for that.
For better or for worse, he put like 5 shows over there. And remember, before that, Oprah Winfrey Network was basically like Dr. Phil and Oprah.
Have Not became the flagship show for OWN. And then, I mean, because remember, Ava DuVernay and all of that other stuff didn't come till after.
Right, all that came later.
All that came after.
And I think when Oprah started bringing those types of shows on, the Queen Sugars, the Greenleafs, the Fix My Life, I think then she was like, okay, I'm gonna need you to elevate, because it was cool. You brought the people over, but now we're elevating what we're doing over here, and I'm gonna need you to.
Y'all, I gotta go. I got a 7 o'clock conference call. Hey, everybody in the chat. I love y'all. Thank you so much, Darren. Y'all let me know when we're doing this again next week. I'll be right here for it. I love y'all. I gotta go.
All right.
We still talk about Tyler Perry is trash.
I think also, we might as well, because I feel like this episode, this episode also with Insecure didn't really give us too much to talk about.
That's what it is. Like, honestly, even when I did my review, I don't even think my review was barely like 10 minutes long, because it just, and again, I think ultimately what they were trying to show us is, what I can appreciate about the episode is that they didn't drag it out. They fast forwarded a year to say, hey, a year later, everybody is here now. I wish we had gotten an update on everybody this episode, though. Like, where's Tiffany? The baby is a little bit older. You know, like, what would have been great this episode is if Tiffany had a 1-year-old birthday party for the baby. Because the baby, if it's a year later, the baby's one-ish, like 1 in a couple of months. So that would have been perfect. Because I think they would have given us a little bit more in this episode. We'd have seen what was going on with Tiffany. We'd have seen what was going on with Kelly.
Yeah, the other characters. Like, it just,
you know what I mean? I think even if the birthday party was only 10 minutes, like if one of those scenes with Issa and Molly could have happened because we know Tiffany's birthday party would have been over the top. It would have been extra. It would have been a damn pony ride in the front yard type shit. So it would have been a lot of stuff going on, and we didn't need to necessarily have a whole dialogue with everybody, like the baby shower. Remember, they had the baby shower, and it was just a lot going on at the baby shower. Like, I feel like if they had given us that as a backdrop for one of those scenes, it at least would have brought in the other characters. Like, okay, everybody's a year older. What's going on? What's going on with Tiffany's marriage? Are they still good? What's going on with Kelly? Did she find a man? Like,
or the podcast that she was doing. It's like, what happened to these characters?
Right. So if you're gonna fast forward, and I feel like that would have helped with the episode too, because I think it would have gave us a little more dynamic. You know what I'm saying? But I again, I'm with you. I'm not going anywhere because it's the final season. I'm not going anywhere.
We'll see how it ends.
I do feel like they wasted an episode because they could have given us more. You know? Yeah.
Just some kind of rising action to the bigger plot of this season, which we're trying to figure out. Right. I think also with it, I'm used to how I watch this show because I watched it later on when, so I binge watched the first 4 seasons, and I'm just used to watching it over. And like, even if an episode was kind of dry, I was like, all right, whether I got the next episode, but it's like, I'm over here waiting, and I'm just like, you just give me this.
Right. Yeah. See, when you binge something, 1 or 2 bad episodes aren't a big deal because you're like, oh, well, you just let that thing float on to the next episode. But when you have 1 bad episode, you gotta wait a week to the next one. It stands out.
And it just be like, you just better eat the next time because look.
Right. Okay.
You was keeping us hungry. Someone said something. And honestly, this shows that Insecure is good as a half hour because they can't hit us with just enough back to back to back. Like, they can't. Like, it has to be longer.
Right. Exactly. I agree. So I mean, ultimately, like, I don't know. I agree with you. I feel like I'm glad we all agree. I mean, except for Ebby. Ebby don't count. But I think we all agree that the episode, was a full episode.
Wow.
It don't count because you've seen all of 2 episodes, so it don't count.
Right. All right. Well, we might have to. I'm definitely going to end the stream here because I feel like we highlighted all the spots. If there's anything else you wanted to bring up,
no, we're good. Make sure you put us over on your TikTok, Darren. Put us on your TikTok.
Oh yeah, I had y'all last.
I'm just messing with you, Darren.
Yeah. Wait, do you have TikTok?
I do.
Oh, well, maybe we can go live together. Do you have over 1,000 to go live? Yep.
No, I'm not special like you. I don't even think I got. Listen, I think I got maybe 200. Child, I think I got maybe 200.
We gonna do some posts to get it up there so we get you more followers so we can have
okay
on there because it's fun on there. It's very interactive. YouTube is very interactive too. Thank you so much for the people that commented on that. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm Darren Green TV.
Let me see how many followers I got. I got 428 followers on TikTok.
Hey, we almost there.
No, I got 476. But part of the problem is I'm not consistent on TikTok. I need to get more consistent.
You gotta be more consistent on
like
that.
I can't even tell you the last time I put up a video, child. But I'm gonna put one up today. I am gonna put one up.
I did. How many today?
See, Abby is the TikToker.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 4. I did 5 today.
Okay. Yeah. I did 2 today because I was like, first of all, I had to tell people about this, and also that I was like, don't do it. Like I was sick as hell. Like I couldn't post. I didn't have the stomach to make any posts. But then I also did something about Meg Thee Stallion because I'm like a update T page or whatever. So yeah, follow me on there. So Darren Green TikTok. So I was gonna ask, is anybody else, for the next episode, do we want to do it somewhere else or someone else's page maybe?
I'm sure one of the 2 takeover spirits that was at the bottom of the screen will let us know where it's gonna be. I'm gonna watch this next episode, and if it's trash, I'm coming back to fight all of it. Just so you know.
Well, all right. Thank you so much for listening. And until next time, I'm your host, Darren Green, and this is the Darren Green. I guess it's called. I'm calling it TDGS panel. This is the first panel, so first for everything. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for commenting. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and bye.